24, Alias, Lost.
Wow.
I want you to think of your most stressful shows on television that you're clenching your butthole.
I don't think Lost was one of those for me. 24, yes.
24.
Because that clock, tick, tick, tick.
And remember some episodes of Alias where you're just that is how I felt watching these piglets be born.
I agree.
I was so stressed.
I could not breathe.
I could not breathe.
At one point, when the pig squealed, I won't say it, but I went, "Oh my God, thank you." Although I will say,
"Oh my God, thank you."
I did scream, "Oh God, thank you."
I'm laughing because he did.
There is a moment at the end of this week's The Gilded Age on HBO when Mary Astor is arriving at her house and Bertha is in there and so is Mr. McAllister, and they go, "Oh my God, Mary Astor's arriving. She's not supposed to be here till tomorrow." And she's like, "What do I do?" They get her out and they take her to the servants' house, and she's seeing like bloody chickens being slaughtered, and she's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And she's spitting at feathers. And I screamed because I'd never been given so much life at one time, and also at someone's disgust. Watch The Gilded Age.
This is reality, gays. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to hear that, y'all. This is reality, gays. We're talking about Pig Royalty, Season 2, Episode 2, Tyler's Trouble.
Tyler's Trouble.
Oh, this episode was... Y'all, so far, in the first 2 episodes, this show's not disappointing.
No.
It's not having the sophomore slump, I'm happy to say.
It's also really letting us in the inner world of characters. And that's what I love about it.
In a deeper way than Season 1, yes. Usually when someone goes into Poodle's inner world, there's a ball gag in their mouth.
Or you're reaching into me like Cammy reaches into a pig.
Oh, God!
It's warm.
It doesn't feel
slimy,
but it doesn't feel tight. Jay Bird, I think I can put both hands in here.
I could live in here.
Is that a bowling pin? Y'all, this is Pig Royalty. I'm so sorry for some of you.
Hope you're not playing around your kids.
Hope you're not.
It's for the kids.
We're going to go, as normal, we're going to kind of jump into the different families, but the juxtaposition, this show does this really well a lot of times, showing us the difference of what Michelle is going through, the Boleros are going through, versus what the Rihns are going through.
Right.
Michelle is literally doing...
She's in her cryo fit.
And she says, I started to do cryo because you got to be at your best. We're like Olympians.
We're Olympians. It's pig season.
We're Olympians. Meanwhile, you hear Jody...
They're living in their camper.
We're living in a camper, and Josh is just standing there saying, "This year has sucked. I've lost my job. I've never lost a job."
Yeah.
He's standing there crying, saying, "What do I tell my kids?
How do you explain to your kids
when
that
your
you don't know what's going to
life
happen?
is gone in 10 minutes?" And then he sniffles and he says, "We're just going to start all over again because that's what we do." And I went,
It's just
this show.
It's just so good. Like salt of the earth people doing what they know how to do to get by and make them happy.
Yes.
That's what I want to watch shows about.
Oh.
And I will say, I'm sure they did things and where they reshot things, but it never feels like anything super fake or fraudacity.
There's no fraudacity in this show.
Yeah.
If there is, it is hidden.
And I think one of the reasons it doesn't feel that way is I feel like the filmmakers and the producers really respect their material and their subjects.
Yes, you know what
even the Boleros.
Yes,
yeah.
I want to ask but I think when you're a documentarian like this,
yeah,
the part is you've got to keep a separateness.
Yeah,
how do you not fall in love with the Rihns when you make this? That would be very difficult. I
assume so. Yeah,
like how do you not want to? Not just root for this family, but you want to help them succeed in some way. And
you can fall in love with them, but take a distance of your own.
So that way you tell a true story. Yeah. That would be very hard for me in this.
it'd be easier for me than you because you.
No, I could do it because I just put therapist brain
Yeah.
on. I'm used to that, but it's just still, I love them so much.
You know what? It'd be hard for me too. I would get too involved.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You'd be down there trying to get that pig because
I still want to ride you like a pig and find a little whip for you.
You do want to do that.
Y'all, if we go to Texas, someone get me a little mini pig whip.
Please don't, because I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. Anyway, y'all, let's jump into this.
Squeal like a pig.
Wee! Let's talk about the boleros first, shall we? And hilotes.
So it turns out, y'all, we're talking about them in the Boleros because Teresa and Nugget used to be on Team Bolero. But, y'all, they got a pig and they're housing it at a friend's place. And Kim, Jordan's mom, is helping him. And they're meeting, and he's meeting his new pig. Y'all, they're going to go to Tyler's having a big show in honor of his grandmother, a jackpot show in honor of his grandmother. And they're going to go.
So Nugget is showing... It's at I think they're called the Moors, and that's
where they're helping their house.
It's not Heathcliff. It's not the Moors, as in OOR, not Heathcliff. But what's that movie? That book you like, Wuthering Heights?
Oh, Wuthering Heights. They're not out on the moors.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the
Moors, not the Moors.
Yeah.
Nor is this like Othello. They're not the Moor.
They're not the Moor. No. But this show is just as dramatic
as Othello or Wuthering Heights. I would agree.
I would agree. Yeah, I would say. So I guess this is what I want to ask you.
Not a lot of strangling going on.
There's not, thankfully. So is Nugget, is he with the team or is he showing by himself? Because we see that Shelley.
I feel like he's showing by himself.
But he's being trained by Kim.
By Shelley and Jordan.
By her daughter Jordan and
Shelley, who was also on the team. I was so happy to see them.
I was too. Yes, y'all. Shelley.
They're former Boleros.
Yeah, and Shelley never took any shit. We loved her.
Yeah.
So, but they're showing him how to do and he says, "Oh, this is fun." And even when they say to him, "If you're not having fun, this is about winning, but if you're not having fun, you're not going to win."
Right.
Never said to him.
Never said that to Boleros.
Never, ever, ever.
So, y'all, the Boleros. Speaking of, they've got their out of state breeders. They got their steroided up pigs.
They got their pigs from Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois.
Which is not a state. It's not a state.
Illinois and Indiana
and Idaho's.
These are your corn-fed pigs.
They are your corn-fed pigs, which I've been called that.
Roided up.
I haven't been called that. So,
it's for the kids.
And the producer even says to Roy, "What happened between y'all and Teresa?" And Roy says, "I guess they wanted to explore their wings.
Got to spread your wings."
Does Roy just put on blinders?
I think he's being nice about it
to Michelle's Michelle's damage.
I think he's being nice about it. He doesn't want to talk badly about financial situations.
He
lets Michelle handle all that.
He didn't want to go to bed at night. He's in bed and he's trying to go to bed, and Michelle comes in the bathroom and just starts getting in the bed and puts on her lotion just angrily.
You know she does that.
He's taking over. She's over there going.
Just.
Well, I guess you had to say something.
That is exactly what she does. Angrily puts on lotion.
And Roy's going, fuck.
Guess I'm not going to go to bed.
Guess this is going to be a bad night. You know she does that.
That is very accurate. So, and she does say, it's for the kids. That's all that matters.
It's for the kids.
Y'all, turns out the Bolero girls are going to help the Hydra. The Hydra is there to help.
They are going to help.
Haley is the only one from last season, so it's like the three girls are sitting on that swinging bench in their normal formation with the meanest snake in the middle. Mackenzie.
Yeah, I forget. Y'all,
she's dark-haired, so she's really dark inside.
Yeah, that's why, y'all, because she is the most evil. She is the middle head always.
I love her.
Now, it is funny because you see the other people training, and they're up, and they're walking, and they're looking. They just
shout from the bench.
Just John Anderson swinging the whole fucking
swinger.
My daddy, she's in town and is sitting in a swing. Move your pig around and sitting down and out here in the swing, just swaying.
I'm always impressed by your John Anderson. You do about 3 good impressions, and that's one of them. I will give it to you. When you do a good one, I will give it to you. So
Thank you.
Does that when I say that when I say that some of them are good, does it stand out when I say there are so many that are bad?
No, because
you ignore me.
I kind of there's a thing in my brain that short circuited years ago for any whatever you say about something as far as like
I had a feeling.
Yeah, so it's just like okay, Twizzlers.
So they're basically saying, well, we didn't really have a choice. We were forced to be here. And they just kind of stare at the camera. That's my favorite thing about when these girls are being in the moment. They just kind of stare at the camera. McCall's yawning.
They don't feel like where I would feel I need to say something. I need to feel space.
No,
they don't do that.
Y'all, and the interviewers capture this so well.
The
uncomfortable nature, what it's like for those 3 girls to just be staring holes through you.
Oh, holes. And they don't. The thing is that
3 women, actually. These aren't girls.
They're not girls. They're women. They're all at over 21, maybe 25. But here's the deal. Y'all, they came back because they can hold it over their mother.
Yeah, exactly.
They know. They say, oh, we had to come back. But they keep reminding, and mark my words, they're going to remind their mother that if they hadn't come back, she would have fallen on her face.
Oh, yeah, they will.
That's
100%.
the reason. That's the reason they did this.
That's it for the boleros that I've got.
Well, I was going to talk a little bit about Haley.
Oh,
Can we talk about
yeah.
Haley? Yeah.
That's right. They did. And her mother.
We meet Haley more.
Becky or Bethany? Am I getting that wrong?
Her name, the mother's name is Becky.
Becky.
So Haley is the only person left from the season. And Becky, Haley's mom, said...
She is a lieutenant to Michelle.
Yeah, she's like, I stood by her the whole time. I'm never leaving. Ever. I'm never going to leave. And so...
I would drink Michelle's bathwater.
I would. And so she said, I'm here. And you see like flashbacks of like her shit talking with.
Yeah.
We just never saw any, but yeah, she was shit talking before. I think that is all I have of the boleros.
We should take a commercial.
Okay.
Because we'll be right back to talk about the Rihns, you guys. So, let's talk about the Rihns this episode.
The pigs are coming. The pigs are coming.
Like we're saying, we're still in the camper, and
they are.
The sows are, or the guilds, they call them. The guilts are, or no, the guilts. And
that's one reason why they're in the camper is they have to be close.
They have to be close to their babies
because it's been there. They're ready to spat out.
It's birthing time, y'all. It's birthing time.
I don't want to know what that's called. We're going to stick to the ring.
He's crowning.
No, poodle. And so Cammie is pretty much the doctor in this. You know what I'm amazed by? You just forget about farm life and like where we grew up. Especially, I've talked a lot about FFA and Mr. Hallam, who used to run it, who's honestly now... He runs the program, and he's the religious piece of crap of why they teach why wait, and they won't even let them have a GSA in Long Grove because Mr. Hallam doesn't want them to say gay.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He goes to Long Grove Baptist every week.
But why?
Hope he sits in it. Shit.
Why would having a gay straight alliance?
They've had to call it a different name. They do have it.
What's it called?
I forgot. It's called something.
Rainbow Coalition?
No, it's something totally... That happens a lot. I learned that a lot when I was doing brave trails at camp.
Non-normies?
A lot of kids have to form gay straight alliances and call them by another
different
name.
names?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because they can't say that word. Those words.
Well, it's going to be probably a lot of those with the Don't Say Gay bill.
Yeah.
That's happening in Florida.
Yes.
I think there was another one trying to happen in Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So...
What can we do? I just feel like
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway,
is
I
there
know.
is there a bigger kind of celebrity outcry that we could do to
Well, and what is
just
interesting, I think it
feels very
relates to
powerless.
it relates to the Rihns, in that here, I think that it's what we can do is if you're someone that lives in places like Florida,
Yeah.
and you think this is wrong, speak out, because it's people like the Rihns.
You have to be a
who live in
citizen.
San Antonio,
Yeah, you're right.
that have Brandon's mom, Mandy, and what was her name?
The wife, I can't remember her name.
The
She hasn't been
Tykes,
on
though,
the Tykes.
who are a lesbian couple.
Yep.
They take in their child. They support them. They support Tyler, as we talk about later, who, because Tyler still lives in a place where a mom kicks her kid out of the house for
Right.
being gay. Well, he left on his own accord too, but they still.
Right, but you have to stand up.
This isn't, so if you live in those places and you live in the country and you support gay rights or you support women's rights, it's important to speak out about these things. And I think the Rihns are an example of that, of
I
people
agree.
that just love people for who they are. I think sometimes people think in those communities, just love them, that's enough. But no, y'all, in places like Florida, and if you live in fucking Ocala, Florida, and they're making this bill, you've got to go tell your legislator, you have to tell people that I want to say gay, I care
Right.
about these people. That's what you do.
Yeah, it's also people in those communities, people
Yeah.
in Georgia, people
Yes.
in Florida.
Yes.
That matters much more than someone in Hollywood telling you what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with you. Smart.
So anyway, y'all, sorry, I didn't mean to, but so we're talking about that. But you forget growing up, though, with like farmers. Did you think Cammy was going to put on gloves? Nope.
I did think she was going to put on gloves before she reached into that pig's hoo-ha.
But I remember my grandpa, like, where we're from, people are just, they wash their hands, take off their rings, and go to work. That's what you do. You go to work. Boy, again,
Even I kind of, y'all, I've done all kinds of crazy shit, but I like moved in my seat uncomfortably in this.
I mean,
in
you
this
have
part.
been laying in the bed and you watch a man take off his rings and you know something's happening. I've been there. I've been there.
At that time already.
Oh, you're taking off that Swatch watch. Okay.
Okay, going in
right.
deep.
Didn't know it was that time.
So, y'all, it's birthing time,
birthing
and
time.
Cammy is the doctor who reaches in there.
What I love is that this is a part of the show, I guess why it airs on Animal Planet. And as Jody says, I love what Mother Nature does, y'all. So these little piglets, they're piglets, right?
Yeah.
They're inside the mother. And while they're inside the mother, there's little pads on their hooves.
Yeah.
So that way when...
Hooves. You
Yeah.
could say hooves. I just like to say hooves.
So when they're born, they don't scratch the mother.
Yeah, and
then
they
if they
fall
walk
off.
around, they just naturally fall right then. Nature is incredible.
I'm glad you said it. Yeah, because you just proclaimed it.
I'm going to
No-
be
no
the
one's
first
ever said
to
it
say it. Mother Nature is incredible.
It's so brave of you to say that.
I'm
really.
taking a stance on this.
So it's time to pull the babies out, and this is something I've often heard. She's squirting lots of fluid, y'all.
Jesus. Wow.
Y'all, she's squirting. She's about ready.
Wow. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
And I'm like, she's going to eat good after this.
Ooh, wow. Look at him live. Put him a famous pig. Wow.
Oh,
boy.
I hope that was a Chick-fil-A
Ken.
line.
Cannon, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Cannon, if you're listening,
Please
you can't
tell
listen anymore.
Please look at your mother and father and say, Mom, this needs to stop.
And say, we need better boundaries.
Can I go play Fortnite, please?
Please.
Please.
So, y'all,
So
she's...
as long as the pits come out every couple of minutes, things are fine. But if 20, 30 minutes goes
Yeah.
by, something's happening. That's good to know.
I liked it when Jody's like, when she's pushing, I push too. She's like, it's just something that happens.
Yes, and so Cammy,
I would do that too.
Oh,
I think I would push with the pig.
Oh yeah, you're very actually in your body.
Oh, I am.
I think even when you teach voice, you like.
I
get in
am
with it.
very in my body.
And I think that when Cammy says she feels responsible, y'all, because we're thinking, oh, a pig's born. They're not just thinking of the pig. They're thinking this
Mother's
could be
health.
the pig that goes to
That's
San
right.
Antonio and wins
This could be the
100,000.
champ.
This could be the champion pig. And so, y'all, there was one point where this pig wasn't born, and it's been about 20 minutes, and Cammy has to go in there almost forearm deep.
I just have to say, when this did happen, they played like a Chopin mazurka.
They did.
And it was this moment.
The
where
music supervision.
I just was like, or a Chopin polonaise, and I was just like, this is incredible.
It's incredible. It's so... I don't know why. Was this show nominated for an Emmy? Because I actually think it needs to be nominated for Best Docuseries.
You really talk about shows deserving Emmys all the time.
I say it, and they're not great. This one actually is worth it. For the music supervision alone.
I think you...
The cinematography.
What did you say was
The
Emmy-worthy?
editing.
You said a lot of things are Emmy-worthy.
I don't remember. I think I said Smothered.
You did say Smothered was Emmy-worthy.
I think in Extreme Sisters, when the twin sister was having a period and she had to smell her sister's
pang.
hoo-hoo to get a whiff of her pang-pang to start her period, I think I said this show deserves that Emmy.
Yeah, can't agree. So they're talking about the different types of with the female pigs and the male pig babies. They're like, the girl pigs, of course, the show pigs, and those win scholarships. But the boy pigs, that's where the real money is.
That's where the real money
that's
is.
the breeding money. So she says, they even asked Cammy, do you feel responsible when a baby dies? And it's just such a moment to ask a 20-something girl.
Yes.
And a heavy question. And she goes, yeah, I do.
Yeah, and it's this idea of y'all. I remember this a little bit when my grandpa had chickens, and
did you have to pull a chicken out?
Never. Thank God. And before y'all write us, we know chickens come from eggs. You see somebody saying, "Poodle, you're wrong. The chickens aren't mammals." But no, we know. But it is though. But with my you just grow up and animals are living and dying all the time.
Yeah.
It's just something you deal with. So it's just, again, it's this idea of just you're faced with nature, and and I don't know, it just, some of the problems that we have in life when someone talks about us on social media or something like that, I watch this and I go, does that really noise really fucking matter?
You're watching The Miracle of Life.
Yes. And did you see when that one pig that took so long to come out and Cammy pulls that pig out? It's violent.
Yeah.
It's what she has to do to get this pig to breathe. She's like slinging it.
And she's trying to get its air in its lungs. And at one point, y'all, there's this moment where the pig's not going to breathe. You can see the pig kind of go limp.
Yes.
And I was thinking, this is gonna be a happy
pig's
ending.
gonna die.
Oh God. They're gonna show us this pig's gonna die in front of us.
Pig's gonna die.
And the pig goes, "Bleh." And they go, okay, good. There we go. 10 healthy babies. And I go,
the only thing I can equate it is when I heard Celine Dion sing Whispers in the Morning in the Dark. I didn't breathe for about 30 seconds.
that's the gay equivalent.
That's the gay equivalent is when Celine Dion or
Power of Love
or Beyonce starts Halo.
Oh, that's a great song.
That's kind of like what we can. That's the. This show is so good. I love it.
Let's talk about Tyler.
Okay.
And
Let's talk about
We'll have
Tyler.
a little bit at the Rihns as well.
They're going to kind of combine it then. But y'all, so Tyler he's doing this memorial show. Y'all remember, so he talks about it in this episode, but we remember from Tyler came out. His mom said, I don't do that.
I think this was right before the show, wasn't it?
I think it was right before the show. And kind of he was a surrogate kind of family member to the Rihns. And became that.
He calls Jody mom.
He calls Jody mom. And so even though he has his own mother who's younger than us.
Definitely I was thinking that to myself.
Yeah. And so I don't want to say she kicked him out because Tyler, he talked about in this episode, she said, "You're not staying here." And he said, "Fine, I'm leaving." And he left on it. But I mean,
in essence, she kind of emotionally kicked him out.
I'm putting the blame on her. It's because it's a parent's job to support their kid, and she didn't.
Right.
So now he's having this, and so he went to live with his grandma, and his grandma supported him, and so she passed away, and so he wants to do this memorial for her. And so now we find out a little bit of this surprised me. And they're kind of taking it. They talked about this a little bit on Cheer, which is interesting. Of when you film a docuseries, y'all, there's a lot of people that think they're going to be involved in this,
right?
And then they don't make the editing floor,
right?
Or they sit on the editing floor.
And it's interesting. That's what Karis's mom is concerned about.
Yes, is that? Well, it seems the show, but also they found out on the show they didn't know there was all these things that they were happening that they weren't even invited to.
Well, I think most of them were social events.
Because I'm already blanking on his name. What was his name? The foreign exchange kid that
Manu.
Yeah, Manu that they trained to show pigs.
Wasn't it Manu?
I think it was Manu, yeah. And someone's smoking doobie. I can smell it.
It's my neighbor probably.
Anyway.
But no, I was gonna say also, remember, they did have people over there and for their team, but remember, their best friends are the Tykes.
They are, but it just but all of the team was there except for Karis. It looked
that's true.
I think so. That's what they're seeing is that they're having these social things, but the whole team is there. She's not, and so she's not being invited to this as well. Yet she always had this relationship with Tyler,
right?
And Mary, Karis's mom, has been telling Tyler he's unique and he should start his own.
And what's weird is he already has parish show pigs, so maybe it's just not active.
No. Maybe you missed it. It was his. What did he say? Is it his mother? Was it his mother or his father that had? I can't find it in my notes. They had, or maybe it was his grandmother. It's his family had their own show pig team.
So that's.
So that was the thing is when he left the family, he went over to the Rihns.
Got it.
So who said? I'll have to look and see it when you're talking. But no, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. That was shady, and I appreciated it.
That tells you everything. When you're talking, I'm gonna be over here just looking at my phone.
Yeah,
Because God knows what you're talking about.
God knows. So it's not out of the realm to think that Tyler would do this because like you said, they already have the sign and all that.
Right.
I think he said his mom. I think that's why he wants his mom to be there.
I think it was his family though.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway.
So the next thing for Tyler is he said my mom calls and he's like the relationship hasn't been great.
Yes.
I'm trying to reconnect with her.
Yes.
And the next scene we see him going to see his mom and Jennifer and the mom's got very leopard print, aka everyone must be wearing
everybody
this.
wears leopard print.
And he invites her to the show and says, and she says, we've got some issues to overcome. We got some things to overcome. She's like, the day you came out, I just didn't believe it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I didn't know how to move forward. And I'm still struggling with the fact that you're gay. How do I stop being afraid? I thought that was the most interesting thing she said.
It is because she says, maybe I did wrong, but she said, I'm struggling. And she said, I'm struggling and I don't know why. And this is where I wrote, which just a lot of people don't know about this. I was like, girl, this is why P flag would be such a great resource for her.
I agree, but I think you're...
But what I was going to say is a lot of times in smaller communities like this, y'all
P
flag
so insular. Parents and friends
of lesbians and gays. But it includes trans and the whole LGBTQIA. But again, if you are a parent and you need to make space in your brain for your child coming to terms with sexuality or being trans, look up PFLAG. It is a wonderful, wonderful organization.
Right.
But
I'm
now
just
there's
saying,
stuff to Zoom online, but probably, I think what you're going to say is there's probably no one else she even knows in her life she can even talk to about this that would relate to this.
Or that she thinks so. But I'm saying even in a place like this where you're in such isolation.
Oh, yeah.
That it's the part of the problem with rural America, you guys, is everyone feels like it's them and their people against everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
It's the tribal element of small town rural America. So sometimes it's hard to find someone to care about.
Yes, yes, it's hard to find someone to care. And when you're in a town of, I just wanted to look, it's the same town as Lone Grove, which is right outside of Ardmore. It's 4,700 people.
Wow.
So how many gays in that village do you think there are?
I think there are probably at least there's probably at least 200.
Yeah.
How many are?
That's why, honestly, like Queer Eye's great. It's fine. But that's why we're here, total. That show wrecks me every episode.
We're here is very different.
Because we're from those places.
We're here hits me in a different way that Queer Eye does every time.
Every time. That show is so good. It's so well done.
I would also shout out to you guys if you love Queer Eye and you're more interested in seeing especially LGBT people's experiences in smaller towns.
Yes.
Watch that show.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. We're here. It's so great. You can watch that and Fuckboy Island, which I think apparently that's now what The Bachelor should be called.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard all that shit going on?
I watched it. It was on the TV. My boyfriend was watching it, and so I was working on stuff, but I watched the whole thing. It was riveting, I have to say. Whoa. We're not covering The Bachelor. Don't ask us. What a
douche.
I know.
We all knew it.
We all knew it, yeah.
But he fooled a lot of people.
It was hard for me to listen to Gabby, even though she was saying good things, but there's no way I'm going to watch the next season because I got Gabby.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that too.
I know you do. So, anyway, you brought that up. I'm glad that they show this because I think a lot of people, especially in more urban areas, they think people don't have a problem with people being gay anymore.
And I also want to say it's not that everyone in a rural area said, you're going to hell, I'm going to pray for you, you get out of my house, or I hate gay people, this is against God's law.
The Rihns haven't.
This woman, no, but I'm saying even people who do have a problem with, quote, the lifestyle says, I'm just struggling with the fact, just honestly, I'm struggling with the fact that you're gay, and how do I stop being afraid? And I was thinking, are you afraid for him that he's not either choosing something? You're afraid that he's going to get beat up. You're afraid of all these things. And I just thought this is a very nuanced take comparatively to what we see.
Yes. And she said, I think the big thing that she said, I don't feel like we know each other at all.
Yeah.
I think he knows her, but I think that is part of the grief. She is grieving the loss of the son,
she knew
she had. And so that's where I have hope she's going to get there. The fact that she wanted to meet with him today.
Right.
She obviously loves her son, but doesn't know how to love him.
Yeah. I don't know how to love my gay son. How he moves, why he swishes. He's a boy who's kind of like a girl. And he's never had so many girls before in oh so many ways. He's just that gay.
That was Andrew Lloyd Webber's original lyrics. And then they premiered on the West End, and Cameron said,
they cut that song.
We're going to have to change this.
Because I don't like trans people.
Yeah, exactly. This is confusing to me.
Because trans people in roles confuse me.
They confuse me back in the day.
Cameron McIntosh has been very outspoken with saying, why would a trans person ever be cast in one of my shows?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Suck it, Cameron.
Exactly.
Suck it. All right. So I think now we can talk about Tyler. Mom's crying. Tyler's crying. That's kind of where we end that. I think now we can talk about. There's a little bit.
His babies are born.
Tyler has a pig, and
Karis and his mom.
Tyler
come over.
It's the day before the show, and Tyler is stressed.
He's just getting a bunch of buckets.
And
picking up shit.
I do love him, and he reminds me of he walks into the store. This is what we do, y'all. Will be so stressed running around, and it's in Poodle and I's nature. Even I do this in LA. If I walk into the store and I got so much shit on my mind, I'm going to walk in and I go,
Hey there.
hi, Jim. How are
it's
you?
so good to see you. I do it too.
I literally seen
I do it
Poodle
too.
yell at me in the parking lot saying, "We gotta get our shit and get the fuck in there." And then he walked in. He
thank
goes,
you so much.
He goes, hi, Janice.
Hi, Janice.
How you? Oh, I love your hair.
Because y'all, I'm never gonna not be polite.
That's the way we were taught. But inside, Tyler is screaming.
Mother Poodle would go, Jaybird, I told you, I'm not gonna do this. I can't every single time. Hey, this is so good. Thank you. Hello. It's so good to see you.
So good. And then you're sitting there nodding while somebody telling you a story, and then you get in the car and she said, "Jaybird, I don't know why they told me their whole goddamn story." Anyway, Tyler's going crazy, so he calls Karis
and her mom.
And Tyler said she's a sow, meaning she's already had babies before.
Yeah, they just come over and pop those babies out.
But again, it was really sweet seeing Karis have this kind of, I'm so happy he asked me to do this.
Yeah,
and
she felt
for her
needed.
to feel included and needed. I love this little girl.
Wanting to be wanted. That's when your dog ran out of the room.
So your cat just went, ew. I'm going to like her, I think.
Yeah, me too.
All right, everybody. Let's talk about Tyler's show. And Sabinal or Sabinal?
Sabinal. Neither.
Do they call it Sabinal?
They do. Sabinal.
I know somebody calls it Sabinal.
No, they said the man on the tornadoes that were going in is Sabinal.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
guess I'm more of an expert on Texas towns.
It'd be different in Oklahoma. Be like we call it
Sabinal.
Why we call it Tecumseh when we know it's Tecumseh?
Wow. No, Tecumseh's correct.
Well, yeah, but still, because it's like Miami.
Wow.
Or Poto.
We gotta move on. So Jody is really worried about the appearances of helping out with Tyler's show, and I'm gonna say I understand this.
So
because
hold on, let's say Tyler calls them.
Yes.
And it's like the day before, and he's been doing all this stuff, and he's like, he has no one else, and he needs help. Sorry, Go ahead.
And
continue.
she says, this is a problem for me because anytime we associate something with it, it becomes lended to our name.
Well, this is also too. This is what happened.
He works for
Michelle's
her.
show.
Uh-huh.
Michelle had her show. Michelle's kids decided to. She even had her girls as like just for fun. They decided Nugget. They showed in the show, and guess who won?
Right.
Nugget won in Michelle's show, and everybody came out and said it was fixed. So that's what this is. This wasn't that long ago. This was probably maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months. So Jody is thinking that in her mind, and she said, "What a hypocrite she would be."
Right. And I think they could just not show.
They could, but then but what I love, this is why
I think she's also worried that the show's not going to be good.
she's also worried about that.
Not going to be good.
But this is why, y'all, this is what Josh is really the heart of this family. I don't mean as a dick towards Jody.
No.
It's just Jody sometimes overthinks stuff. That's
Yeah.
why she's so good at what she does. She is always 10 steps ahead of everything.
Yeah.
And so
Josh is the
Josh
heart of the
reminds
family.
her, honey,
He's
what are we
our
gonna
family.
do? What are we going to do when we show up? And she says, "You're right. I'm going to jump in there and help him and do it all anyway."
And I
'cause
think
that's what I'm going to do.
I think also Jody knows she's going to go in there and take over. And I know she knows that about herself.
She does that.
And guess what happens?
I think she's worried. She knows
Yeah.
that that's going to cause conflict, but it's not in her nature to just sit back and watch things all about. Y'all, Jody Rihn is a poodle.
She is.
Jody
She's a
Rihn
poodle.
is a poodle.
Yep.
Because Jake will not
You know what?
sit there.
Because she knows everyone else is going to fuck up things. And I'm going to get in there and do it the right way. They're going to fuck it up, and I'll feel it's going to take more time for everyone to fuck it up than if I could just go in there and just do it.
Yeah. No issues at all with that.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Anyway, yeah, so, and Jody says we can't let this fail because this reflects on us. And
they love Tyler, and they don't want Tyler to fail.
And he says if Michelle Valera decides to show up, we're going to throw her ass out.
Yeah, they are. We're going to throw her ass out. And so, as she says, Jody says, I love it when she says, we can't let him fail. Even more than them, we can't let him fail.
I love them.
I love them too. And so, I hope if Tyler starts his own, I hope it's supportive and there's not animosity between them. I don't think there would be.
I don't know.
Because I think they would understand that's his family's legacy to do that.
No.
And so
there might be animosity at the beginning, but
maybe.
So y'all, Tyler's waking up at 4:30. This is when I looked at him.
Carrizo Springs, Texas.
And that long hair he's got and that beard. And I was kind of like, it's kind of like a Brokeback Mountain kind of thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Call me Tyler.
No, Tyler. No.
I won't be crazy, I promise.
Oh, yeah. You are not meeting in San Antonio now. Sorry. I know his tattoos get to you already.
We would go out and I'd be like, we've been drinking and I'd be making out with him after 3 drinks.
For sure.
And it'd be really messy and I'd be making you out with you at the bar, Tyler.
And me and Cammie are just going to sit there and laugh and take Instagram pictures and I'm going to put it on our Instagram live.
Great.
So y'all, I love that Tyler is walking around knowing he's on a documentary. And at this point, he's just looking at the film crew like,
what do you want me to do?
You're not going to fucking help? Like I'm doing he doesn't say it, but you know he's you're just going to film this?
This is how it's going to be. You're going to film me.
Yeah, girl, that's how it works.
I love calling out shit like this. Like 9 Day Fiance never calls out the show.
Never. But I love that. But again, y'all, they're documentarians. They're not, unless there's something like legal, they're not there. So his family shows up. He's got his aunts. He's got his sisters.
The whole family.
The whole family's coming up.
Except for his mom.
Where's mom? And you see Tyler say, if my mom's not here, it will crush me. Blackout.
This show, y'all. This fucking show.
It's so good. You know who loves this show is Mama Mar now.
Does she?
Oh, I got into it last season. And I called her today. I said, what you doing? She's like, I'm watching that bitch Michelle Bolero. And then my mom said what our sissy said. She said, that's not even cheetah print. She doesn't even know because my mom goes to Chico's and she loves a good animal print. So does Mother Poodle.
Mother Poodle loves a good. She loves that good, as I said before, that when you mix Disney, like you got a Disney shirt on today.
I do.
When you mix Disney with animal print, it's a weird intersection.
It's a weird thing when you have Pluto. Just our female Pluto in heels with cheetah on it.
She's got a lot of that though, and it only happened within the last 5 to 10 years. She's been being led towards it.
The one time and the only time I ever went to that shitty ass store, Burke's Outlet, in the middle of Ardmore, Oklahoma.
They got a lot of that.
That's all, and she loves a Burke's Outlet.
My mother loves a good Burke's.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if you watch a lot of television with your mother, but I feel like if next time you went home to South Carolina, if you watch this show with your mother, she would like it.
She would like this show.
I think
she has a hard time sitting down to do things.
Ah.
Yeah. Her attention span isn't very
good.
Feed
her some wine. That'll do it.
She likes a good comedy when my father's gone to bed.
Oh, because she can't let herself laugh in front of him.
No,
I don't get it.
She can. He just isn't. He does not. No. He watches westerns too loudly.
Oh boy,
it's so loud. And my father will like turn the channel. He'll like watch something for 5 minutes and then change the channel.
That drives your mother crazy.
Yeah, she can't. She hates it.
Anyway, y'all, that's
the show.
That's Pig Royalty. So if you've listened to this on our free feed and you're saying, I want more, I want more. Well, you're going to have to subscribe at the it was $8 now. You're going to have to subscribe at the $5 tier on our Supercast or on our Patreon. You can find that information on our realitygaze.com website. Or if you're listening to the show notes, there's a little click that says join on Patreon or Supercast. If you're
Did you say Patreon?
Maybe. If you're tech challenged and you're going to be emailing us all the time, asking us about what's an RSS, do Supercast. It's going to make it easier for everybody, y'all.
Here.
It's a much more tech-friendly program. So we just want to let you know about that.
Or a tech-unfriendly.
If you do subscribe to the $5 tier, you'll get Pig Royalty, but you'll also get all of our
classless episodes.
Classless of Old 90 Day Fiancé, but you'll also get our Netflix
binges.
Love is Blind, y'all. You're going to get
Too Hot to Handle.
Love is Too Hot to Handle. What else?
Bling Empire.
Bling Empire.
Sexy Beast, which everyone
Three
raved
people watched.
about.
But really, it's honestly worth the $5 for Love Is Blind.
It
and
is.
Bling Empire we enjoyed as well. All right, everybody. Okay. Again, go to the website. Follow us on Instagram.
Come see us live.
Yes, you can get tickets on the website. We're going to be on the East Coast soon. More dates to
We
come.
will be talking about Pig Royalty.
We will. And there will be
We have to have a theme song by Pig Royalty by then.
I'm just waiting.
Oh my!
I'm
How
just
dare
waiting.
You. How dare you?
You know, I guess one day we'll have it. Gonna have. We're just gonna have Tyler, the Rihns, back on the show.
You know what? I'm
again.
saying it now because it'll make me do it. I am premiering our Pig Royalty theme song at one of these shows in April. I don't
Okay.
know which one it's going to be.
Okay. All right.
I'm premiering it.
All right.
I'll announce it later.
All right, everybody.
And the second half will be me reading my Salt Wives spec script.
I'm gonna leave for that. Some of you sissies aren't interested. Just join me at the bar. We'll just have a little happy hour.
I'm calling local actors to.
I am all for you doing it if I don't have to be there. And I get to do half the work of a live show. I'm here for it.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. We're excited to see you all.
No, you're reading the part of the oldest one.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to read Frances McDormand's part.
No,
You're going to have to.
No, I'm
fly-
reading that one. Come on. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Oh, God.
No, that's my part.
So much for a short show, y'all. Y'all, we appreciate you so much for your support. We'll see you on the other side of this.
No, you'll read June's squib.
Enjoy this season of Pig Royalty. We're very excited. And until then, y'all, we will see you later.